What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I wanted to kind of make an update to the whole dark matter process that I've been going through with Black Ops 4, because I don't think I talk too much about the game and how it's going, because I've always had the help of my streams and the archives to kind of keep everyone up to date with what stages I'm at in the dark matter progress and which weapons I finished and you know what. So a lot of people probably don't actually need me to tell you. But if you happen to be new, or you found this video from the search results, or you just subbed and you happen to just like Black Ops 4 content, and you haven't heard about my archive channel or my Twitch, well, today I'm gonna kind of ramble on about Black Ops 4 as a game, and my progress, and how close I am to finishing it, and just kind of what I've learnt, and all the sorts. So, real quick, I do actually want to make it very clear, a little disclaimer. I do understand that in some of the points that I make in this video, I am 100% going to summon a mob of absolutely angry, outrageous Call of Duty OGs and Call of Duty fanboys with their rainbow dildos out for pitchforks, you know, coming at me, basically ready to shred me apart at any point I basically commend the game on anything they've done well. And yeah, well, for starters, I just want to say, well, bring your rainbow dildos, you bunch of gays. I'm going to fucking shoot you back with my rainbow diamond. But on a real note, honestly, I don't care what anyone thinks about this game. I really do not care. There was a time where I once looked at my opinion and thought, my opinion, if people don't like it, maybe there's something wrong with me. And I always felt kind of insecure if someone was belittling my opinion. But you know what? I've learned to stop giving a fuck. And part of that has come with the acceptance of liking what I like. And that just so happens to mean that if I get a dislike bomb on this video for saying that Black Ops 4 is one of the most underrated CODs of all time, then so fucking be it. It kind of just proves my point. In all honesty, it just reinforces what I'm saying. So if anyone, you know, wants to pull up their Kiwi browser and, you know, stick on their little extensions using Google Chrome or whatever Chrome extensions you can get onto the Kiwi browser and see the dislikes, and you see that they're all spammed up to the fucking double digits, don't be surprised. But anyway, let's finally get to the video. So I wanted to say that Dark Matter is honestly one of the best camos I have ever seen in Call of Duty. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but what about Black Ops 3 Dark Matter? Or what about the Damascus camo? Or, you know, people are going to start suggesting a whole flock of different camos that you could probably think of, or selection of camos, I should say. If only the camos could fly, am I right? But the point is, I have been playing Call of Duty not very long, and this is probably why people are going to think my opinion is not validated, because, you know, I'm fairly new to the COD franchise. I started playing properly in 2017, which was the Call of Duty title called COD World War II, and I have played basically probably 5 COD games now, if I think about it. 6, I'm not too sure, I haven't counted, but with that, I have had experiences from camo grinds, and I've had games where I didn't camo grind. And the 2 games where I never camo grinded prior to Modern Warfare 2018 were, of course, COD World War II and Black Ops 4. And with how shockingly little I knew about the COD franchise at that time, and the camo grinding and how it worked, and really why there was a purpose in doing it, I have learnt over the years how camo grinding works. You know, I've done Damascus, I've done Black Ops Cold War's Dark Ether, I've done Vanguard's Atomic Camo, and I've done Obsidian for Modern Warfare as well for a few weapons. With that being said, I've attained some sort of knowledge of camo grinding over the years. I've been through the thick and the thin. I have experienced some of the most tedious camo grinds known to man, aka Damascus, and I've experienced some of the more light work, like, for example, Atomic. I mean, Atomic, honestly, it's been a lot easier, I will say, for some reason. Even though that you get like 100 camos, for some reason it felt like half the chore that Damascus was. But I guess that makes sense. The reward was half the challenge. It was just not worth it, let's be honest. I don't even know why I did Atomic, come to think about it. But you know what? I'm not even going to complain. So with those kind of experiences, coming back to this game was very different. Having played all these newer COD games with a much more different stance on camo grinding, with a whole different new experience since Black Ops 4, coming back to this was completely different. It was more of a sip of fresh air, if anything. This camo grind felt like there was more incentive to go for it because every single camo in there was actually worth going for. Like, even the technical camos in this game look like they could be equivalent to a Modern Warfare or Infinity Ward type mastery camo. Like, that's the sort of dedication they put into Black Ops 4. The camos all round, whether it's the technical camos or the actual mastery camos, or hell, any reactive camo you get from the store, or the bundles, or whatever. They didn't have a store in this game, you know, black market. But just whatever it was, they usually absolutely slapped. Like, they were just so good. And that's one of the main things I have to commend Black Ops 4 on. They just had absolutely amazing camos. And to top it off, they didn't ask much of you. You didn't have to do like a bajillion different weapons. You only had to do 5 assault rifles, 5 SMGs, 3 LMGs, 3 tactical rifles, 4 snipers, 2 shotguns, 3 pistols, a launcher, and a knife. That is it. That is probably about 20 guns. In the newer games, you end up finding yourself having to do about 30 or 40 as the minimum, or something like that. 20, 30, probably about 10, 15 more than Black Ops 4 at least, and you get a bunch of DLCs you also have to do. Now, you do get DLCs in this game, but they're kind of pay to win. No one really cares if you have the camo on those guns or not. It's kind of a choice with those. You don't feel like there's much of an obligation to complete them, because you either have them or you don't have them. Whether or not you got them from a pick-a-bribe or not, or whether you spent money on the game, that's the difference between having a gun or not having a gun, which is definitely a downside to this game. The fact that there is so many people running meta weapons like the VMP, which is a pick-a-bribe weapon, is definitely a massive L that this game took. Having the change in Modern Warfare 2018 with DLC becoming free and not being some sort of pay-to-win feature was definitely a massive W. But you've got to be honest, the fact that they changed camo grinds so much since Black Ops 4, they made them more time-consuming, they were less considerate of people's time. There's actually people who play Call of Duty who have working jobs. That's not me, by the way, can I just be very clear? But I do understand there's a hassle for some people who work all day, every day. They come home and they hop on for probably 4 hours a day. Like, that's it. They do not have as much time as everybody else, like all these little fucking virgins and oysters like me, who can sit on the game non-stop and finish a gun, you know, in about 5 hours or a day or something like that. That these people actually have shit they need to do. And the fact that Black Ops 4 didn't require you to literally subject most of your free time to the game, and you could actually just grind a weapon as it is, probably over the space of a few days, and you'd have it done. Even if you weren't grinding it as much as I have done in probably a day or so for a gun. If you know what you're doing, you can get a gun done in probably less than a week. Even if you're the most busiest person on earth. Like, Black Ops 4, and probably all the CODs prior to this, they were considerate of people's time, and they gave you fairly reasonable challenges. And to top it off, the reward, whether it's gold, the diamond, the dark matter, they look better than any of the rewards in the newer COD games. I will stand by that religiously until I am proven wrong that there's a better camo. Because honestly, dark matter is one of the best camos I have ever seen in COD. Some might say it's a bit over the top. I'll admit it is a bit blinding at some parts. Sometimes it's so flashy and bright, it actually obscures most of your actual screen, so you can't even see what you're doing. But at least they made it reactive. The gold is reactive, the diamond's reactive, the dark matter is reactive. It goes through multiple stages. It looks beautiful. It's a good camo. And it's worth the time. And it takes half as much effort as Damascus. Huh? And Damascus doesn't react, neither does Platinum, neither does Gold in that game. And they're all pretty damn weak. as a camo. I don't hate them, but they're just not that good. And even with Dark Ether in Black Ops Cold War, it's good, don't get me wrong. It might glow in the dark, I suppose, but doesn't react. The diamond doesn't react, neither does the gold. This is just something I have to commend them on. The camos are just absolutely amazing in this game, and the camo grind isn't as much of an issue, and they're actually considerate people's time. It just seems over the recent few games, all they've done is make the camo grinds even more consuming of people's time, and they've even added in so much more content like battle passes that also consume a lot of your time, which basically requires you to sit on the game and obtain at least a tier every single day, and you can't play anything other than card if you buy the battle pass. I think the route that they've taken with just content now is ridiculously obscuring and difficult. I don't want them to make camo grinds easier, of course. I want that to kind of be the prestige of having a camo in a game. At least make the camos so that they're not as demanding. I don't know. I honestly can't suggest to you what else to do, but there's definite issues with the newer cards that I also should mention. In the newer games, the TTK, or the time to kill, is way too quick. Take a look at Vanguard, for example. You practically shoot like 2 pellets into someone and they're practically dropping dead on the floor, spazzing out from a seizure. And, you know, from every damn bug in the game, the players start literally levitating off the floor. Like, Vanguard has some of the weirdest bugs known to man, but that aside, the kill time is way too quick, the gameplay is way too quick, and it's just not satisfying. There's nothing enjoyable about Vanguard's atomic grind, and I'm saying this as someone who's finished it. I finished it, and I didn't even fucking enjoy it. I probably had fun with it for probably the first month, if anything, or 2-3 months, whatever, when everyone was actually talking about it, and then it just got boring and repetitive. In this game, you get the same challenges, mostly. Most guns offer you 100 headshots before you get the technical camos unlocked, or they give you 100 one-shot, one-kill challenges, and even then, it doesn't feel repetitive because the guns feel different to one another. They don't feel like carbon copies, and the gameplay is actually fun. The time to kill is perfectly fine in this game. It doesn't make it so easy on all the noobs to get kills. You actually have to put a bit of dedication into getting a kill, as well as it's not too much effort. It's just a perfect balance. The kills feel good. The gameplay doesn't have you walking around a map for 10 minutes like Modern Warfare 2019 looking for enemies. You find enemies pretty damn quickly on the maps in Black Ops 4 because the map layout is just so much better. Maybe because a lot of them are remakes, because they probably just made a load of Black Ops maps that already were in previous Black Ops titles for Black Ops 4. Fair enough. You can say what you want, but at least with Black Ops 4, everything was good in terms of the movement, the gameplay. It felt smooth and things worked. The camos were good. Like, yes, they could have had a better DLC system where people didn't have to pay to play on better maps or to pay for better weapons. Fair enough. There is always going to be that argument. And yeah, people might not like the little quirks they had, like the manual healing, or that specialists were kind of a cheat code to getting free kill streaks without even having to be good at the game. I get it. But honestly, and hear me out, it's totally adaptable. You can play this game and adapt to it. It's not a big fucking deal. Some people cry about it, get the big fucking pissy tighty whities on over a manual healing. They will literally start sobbing about it like it's a fucking big deal. Like, honestly, it's not a big deal. The gameplay is totally adaptable. Of course, you've got to watch out for the VMP and Cordite sweats. Honestly, they can go to hell. I don't give a shit about them. But them aside, the game is not bad. And I just feel like the game is so underrated. And I've had so much fun with this camo grind. Just in general, I think you can go to a lot of content creators and they will say pretty positive things about this game. Just because the average kid you might know at school shit talks the game, or maybe, you know, Blame Truth or someone else might talk shit about it. I don't know. Maybe Blame Truth does like Black Ops 4. I don't know. But there's a lot of content creators who do give the thumbs up for this game. And it's great to see that because, honestly, I think it gets too much hate where it's not warranted. And every COD has its downsides, but it's called innovation. They test things. If it does work, it does. If it doesn't, they change it next year. It is what it is. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to like it. Fair enough. But I do think that so far, Dark Matter has been so much more fun than any other camera grind I've done so far. Don't get me wrong, having to do 5 kills without dying for pretty much every weapon so far in the technical camos has been a bit repetitive, but for snipers, it's been a piece of shit.
Know your fucking place, trash.
But the other guns, it's kind of enjoyable. So some repetition is actually all right in this game. I don't even care if they give me the same technical camos, because at least I know what to do and how to do it, instead of getting a whole new set of camos I've never done before, and it becomes a learning curve, and then I spend ages trying to do it whilst trying to tackle sweats and a ridiculously quick TTK like Vanguard. At least in this game, you can adapt and you can get into the rhythm, and it's enjoyable, and in the end, you get good camos. So basically, to put it off, to one final sort of summary, as far as Dark Matter goes, I have had a lot of fun. I started it last year in around September. I did the assault rifles and half the SMGs then. I resumed it again this year after I got time from sort of finishing Atomic or getting near to finishing it. And I have finished all the SMGs, ARs now. I finished all the tactical rifles that I need to do, of course. These are all the weapons I need to do, not the DLCs. So ARs, SMGs, tactical rifles, LMGs. I've just finished the snipers today, and I finished the launcher. So now I only have 2 shotguns, 3 pistols, and a knife. That is it. And I will soon have a Dark Matter review where I'll show all the stages for all the guns I've unlocked. So that's going to take longer than probably most camera review videos I've done, because to have to inspect like 5 different stages of Dark Matter on 20 different guns is going to take a while. Yeah, I've had so much fun with this game, and I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of Black Ops 4? I know a lot of people who sub to my channel from the Black Ops 4 content wanted to see more content, and a lot of you will be obviously here, you know, cheering me on for this, but you know, I want to know what all of you guys think, honestly, about the game and what you think was good and what was bad. I know I'm going to hear a lot of generic responses. Oh my god, can I just say that? But it is what it is. So, anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.